I pray that when this individual spends the rest of his life in jail, all those individuals in there take glee in clapping them cheeks.
It's a matter of opinion. If I'm right, but I'm leaving no for now to go outside, putting chores and obligations on our part.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Matter of Opinion, and I'm your boy Walls P. Now, on today's episode, we got a very tragic story. A 55-year-old by the name of Yolanda Dillon, who lived with her mother Edna, who is over 80 years old and currently fighting cancer, was murdered. Now, just to give you a little background on this very successful woman who did everything right, an avid churchgoer, worked as a fiscal budget analyst for the New Orleans PD, attending PhD classes for sociology, and on her downtime drove a Uber. And we all know the holidays is coming around, so getting that extra Uber money is very beneficial when you're taking care of your mother, when you got to pay your bills, when you got to pay for your degree going to school, and if you want to get things for friends and families, and I'm pretty sure the people in that lovely church congregation that she attended. Now, how did this beautiful, successful 54-year-old wind up losing her life? Well, on Thursday, December 8th, on her downtime, she was doing what she does to make that side money, which is doing her Uber. On this particular day, she picked up a 29-year-old individual by the name of Brandon Jacobs. When she picked him up, the location that this individual was going to was the Travelodge Hotel in Harvey. What she didn't know was that this sick individual had other ideas for the rest of her day and the rest of her life. Once she arrived to said location, the man pulled out a knife and stabbed her in the back. So this woman didn't even see it coming. Blindsided. Stabbed her in the back. Then he pulls out his phone, this sick POS, pulls out his phone, records her last moments, and then uploaded that video onto Facebook. Afterwards, this POS pursues to get out of the car and walk away like nothing happened. It was a woman who was waiting for Yolanda's Uber service to come pick her up that was in the lobby of the hotel. She gets in the vehicle, noticed what this sick individual did, and immediately runs back inside the hotel lobby and seeks help. Now, by the time the paramedics came and took Yolanda to the hospital, unfortunately, she already succumbed to her injuries. Let's look at this news clip to give you guys a visual of the events that took place.
Sheriff announced an arrest in the murder of an employee of the New Orleans Police Department.
She was also an Uber driver who had no idea she was being targeted by a man who intended to kill someone, anyone who responded to his request for a ride. Meg Ferris has been following all of today's new developments and joins us live now. Meg, this is such a tragic story.
Well, I want to read to you a tweet by Wendell Pierce. It says, Yolanda Dillon, my church member for decades, a woman with a heart of gold and a deep love of God, was murdered yesterday. The murderous violence of New Orleans and this country has come even closer to me personally. We are in crisis.
What does this tell us? This woman didn't deserve this. Everybody in the community loved her. Everybody said wonderful things about this woman. This woman who basically did all the right things and got her life stripped away, robbed from a sick individual who had no regards for anybody else, no regard for any human life. And because of his sick, twisted views on life, this woman unfortunately lost her life. Let's continue.
You can't just go take nobody's life. Somebody who not doing you nothing, just take their life. That's my only child. I don't have no other. When your child leave in the morning, you expect to see him come back, you know.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, another mother, another parent that lost her child way too early. And as I always say, no parent, no mother, no father should ever experience their child going before them. I could understand circumstances where it's a disease or an unfortunate accident, but even with those circumstances, no parent should go through that. And in this situation, this was a murder, a blatant murder. As parents, we try to help our children pursue further avenues of success, the easiest way possible so that they don't have to go through the struggles that we went through. They don't have to fall into those same traps that we slipped into. We clothe them, shelter them, take care of them when they're sick, pay their way through school, the whole nine. This way, when you get to the age of this mother here, that's where that child now reciprocates that and take care of you. All the things that you need, they provide you with. And this is clearly what this woman was doing. She was doing all the right things. And now she's been robbed of her life, and this mother been robbed of her daughter and robbed of all the things that this woman was doing to make sure that this mother is alive. Everything she needs is taken care of. She's provided for, as it should be. Let's continue.
Living with cancer, her only child, Yolanda Dillon, was everything to her.
She took very good care. She made my groceries and cooked and bought everything, you know. She paid all my bills and things. So he just left me with nobody, you know.
Yolanda was 54, a breast cancer survivor. She lived with her mom and was one step away from getting her PhD in sociology. She was driving Uber to make extra money for tuition costs and all the Christmas gifts for family and church children. She was on an Uber.
Now, let me give you a little background to this sick individual. When the cops apprehended this individual, they asked him, "What made you want to kill?" His literal answer was, "I woke up that morning and said, I'm going to kill somebody. This was the day to do it." Now, one thing I want to point out is he hopped in another Uber prior to the Uber that he got in with Yolanda Dillon as the driver. When he got into that previous Uber, his thought process was, I need to get back to the hotel. But that was going to be his initial victim. If it wasn't for the thought process of, I need to get a ride back to the hotel, that would have been his victim. So once he got to said destination, he immediately requested another Uber, and that was the Uber that Yolanda Dillon was driving. Let's continue.
And JP Sheriff LoPinto says she picked up 29-year-old Brandon Jacobs and dropped him off at the Travelodge in Harvey around 3 o'clock Thursday. As they pulled in, he just stabbed her from the back. You see him walk away. The next person goes to get in the Uber and sees the crime and runs back in for help.
When we asked him specifically, how did you pick her, his response was, I didn't pick her, Uber picked her. You know, meaning that she was the random person that picked him up that day.
Uber didn't pick this woman. You picked this woman. That was your decision to rob this woman of her life. All Uber did was provided a service for you to get from one location to the next. Anything that happened up to that point, that was solely your decision. So that shows that there's no accountability on this individual. There's no saving this guy. This is a guy that needs to be locked away forever, don't see a day of light. And I pray that when this individual spends the rest of his life in jail, all those individuals in there take glee in clapping them cheeks. You talking breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day for the rest of your life. That's what this sick individual deserves. You gotta have some type of mental health issue, something like some loose screws to wake up and say, I'm gonna kill somebody. And then you actually go out and kill a random person that had nothing to do with your thought process, that had nothing to do with making you feel the way that you feel, nothing to do with anything that is going on in your life. And now you rob people of a loved one, you rob the mother of a daughter, you rob the police department of a good worker, you rob society of a good individual. So you need to suffer every day for the rest of your life. Let's continue.
He's arrested Jacobs of Harvey. He is charged with second-degree murder. The sheriff says there is a mental health aspect to this case.
He actually videotaped the incident, the aftermath of the incident, posted it on social media. We had to work with Facebook last night to get that removed this morning.
For 10 years, Yolanda worked as a fiscal budget analyst at NOPD. Chief Ferguson describes her as quiet, humble, and always positive.
Truly an extremely lovely person. The team loved her. As I said, we really had to deal with some emotions this morning with our staff.
Now a mother wonders how she's going to go on.
He took my only child.
And that was Edna, the mom, and she says that Yolanda, her only child, was born on her birthday, and she didn't know that her daughter was picking up fares to go on Uber. She thought she was just delivering food, like with Uber Eats. Now, the funeral's going to be here at St. Paul the Apostle, which is in New Orleans East, but they don't have a date set yet. Yolanda was very active in this church, helping the children. She was a lecturer. She did many things here, and people here are mourning as well. Reporting live from New Orleans East, Meg Farris, Eyewitness News. Back to you.
Look at that. Everybody loved her in the community. Everybody's hurt. Everybody's in mourning. Even the woman that was delivering the news. She's saddened. The pain that this sick individual is causing on all these people. And those who are in the surrounding area, I hope you attend this service to show your condolences to the family, to the loved ones, to this mother. Show your condolences if you have the time. The family has a GoFundMe. The link will be in the description so you can support the family. Whatever it is that you contribute, $1, $5, $10, whatever it is you can give, it would help. Here on Matter of Opinion, we never ask nobody for donations. We never ask nobody for cash apps. Yes, we provide the links, but we never ask. Even during the lives, we never ask for super chats. But I do ask you individuals, you subscribers, anybody that see this video, support this family in the GoFundMe. The link is in the description. This lady clearly didn't deserve this. This was a good woman, did all the right things, a contributor to society, a contributor to the church community, a contributor to her community, a contributor in her mother's life, a contributor to family and loved ones, and this POS robbed us of a good person. So I hope and I know the family will get justice swift, because thank God this individual confessed to everything when they apprehended him. So justice will be served. And may the healing process at that point start to begin. My condolences to the family. R.I.P. Yolanda Dillon. You'll be in a better place. And I hope everybody show their support for this grieving family. If there's your first time here, consider hitting that subscribe button and clicking that notification bell so that you could be notified for more content like this. Definitely like this video, share this video, spread this word out, and definitely drop your comments in the comment section. And one last thing, people, be mindful of your surroundings. Uber drivers, try to be careful as possible when you're picking up passengers, because you never know what these individuals are thinking. That's why I was always a person that's wary when it comes to posting my location on social media, posting my children on social media, because you never know how sick an individual can be. That has absolutely nothing to do with your life. They're just scrolling around on social media like how this dude just woke up and said, I'm going to kill somebody. And it just so happened the Uber driver is the one that he picked as a victim, an innocent person. So that can happen in all aspects of life. A person scrolling through social media and just happen to look, you come across their feed and, hey, that's the person I want to take out. That's the person I want to end. So as tragic as this is, I hope this is a learning experience for all of us. And again, please be safe out there, because you just never know. That's going to do it for this episode of Matter of Opinion. I'm your boy Walls P, and I will catch you guys on the next episode. Peace.
It's a matter of opinion.